Hey YouTube, Fish Crazy here. I am now on day 14 of my purge treatment, and I apologize for the delay in more videos and just more insight into how my treatment's going. I'm a graduate student, and I have very little time for myself, and on top of that, I'm a teacher. Um, and I had a exam in biometry last week, which is kicking my butt, and it really just set me back a few days. And I have like half the day to like breathe and do what I need to do. So I'm finally getting back to this. So far, days 1 through 6 went great. I wasn't seeing any necrosis at all. It seemed like everything had slowed down. I did my day 6 water change and then my day 7 dose. Went out of town for the weekend. Came back and I'm back to where I started. My necrosis is back. I had 3 larger granulosa frags, so I had a good like mini colony about that big that I lost half of it, and I chopped off the rest into pieces about this big, and they're all gone. I pulled this one out yesterday. It was like covered in flatworms. When I say covered, I saw like 4 or 5, which is enough to kind of scare me. So I've lost this one, all the granulosas. I'm losing a Miyagi tort frag that's about 2.5 inches from the top down with necrosis, and I have a piece from Pieces of the Ocean that they sent me for like a naming contest that I'm starting to lose from the bottom up, and then I have some like Suhorsenoi, little deep water frag that I have like 2 centimeters of tissue left at the tip, so it's gone pretty much. I'm gonna leave it in there just in case. It was pretty. It was like iridescent green and burnt orange in the right light with like pepper red polyps. So I'm really trying to, I don't want to pull that out. It was pretty. So everything that's left is really pale. Not bleaching, just like pastel. So I'm trying to ramp up feeding a little bit. I'm feeding Reefroids and Marine Snow. I'm trying to feed 2 times a day now. And I started dosing some nitrate up to 2 ppm. Right now I'm doing 33 millimeters a day, so like that's like 0.5 ppm. So I'm gonna try to do that slowly and see how that affects color as well. I haven't lost anything else non-acropora wise. Everything's looking great. My chalices are still like nice and puffy. My lithophyllon is super tentacly, and that one's a little bit more moody. So like if something upsets it, it pulls in. Still have all my glass shrimp, ghost shrimp, whatever they are, little feeder shrimp. And I feel like if you sneeze wrong, they die in aquariums. They're just feeders, they're not meant to be around long term. So I've left my skimmer off. It's supposed to stay off. Now I'm getting skimmet in my filter sock, so it's kind of a moot point. Let's see. So I've been pouring through the Reef to Reef thread. It can be a project. There's a lot of hate in there and not as much facts. UWC has not done a good job really covering their bases. When they respond to someone, it's always brief, 2-3 sentences, and it's more just like a one-off answer. So far, the most meaningful stuff I've got out of it is it's not made of potassium chloride, and UWC lists development to hatch from hatch at 14 days. So that's sexual development. So hatch to when they can start producing eggs, which bothers me because the AEFW I've been pulling off have been between about 1 millimeter to 1 centimeter, so subadult to adult, fully capable of reproduction. So what I'm saying out of this product is it doesn't target them specifically, and if it does, this isn't working right. This is a 51-gallon system. I'm dosing 73.5 milliliters, which is like maybe 0.5 milliliter or so over the recommended dose. So I'm really hoping that this targets the reproductive system somehow. And that's also kind of what I've gleaned from the reef-to-reef thread from what information is on there. So one thing that I would really like to see from UWC is their data, and with their data is how they analyze their data. It would be really nice to see if they did a marker recapture study or some kind of regression, or at least they produced some kind of histogram or curve just to let us visualize how their studies played out. Let's see, and I've gone through some of Kate Rawlinson's papers. One thing that I would really like to see, if it would be possible, would be a fidelity study in species that it doesn't really attack in the wild and closed systems. So I know that it's not listed to attack Acropora tenuis as of yet, but I've been pulling them off my Walt Disney and then Americulture, so they do, and I don't know if that's just a function of preferred species are now gone, and so they're going to species that they generally wouldn't infect, or if they infect them anyway. When I was doing my dips, I was noticing that I did not have any infection on tenuis, and then now that my stuff's really starting to thin out, I know that they do infect granulosa, which is gone. The Suharsenoi is a deep water, which they infect, is almost gone, so they're really running out of real estate. So yeah, that's a good way to put a paper out if you're working at a research university and you work with these things, even if it's just like a description paper of another species they infect. Let's see, what else? Oh, so interestingly enough, my planaria, I still have a healthy population. I know a lot of people, it bothers them. I just see them as some kind of detritivore, or they eat microfilm, so I just leave them in. And I'm kind of glad that they're not dying. That always scares me, especially if you're using a flatworm treatment. If you have a mass die off of them, you can get some really funky stuff in your water. So I'm really happy to see that they're all still alive. And there's a flatworm right here. Where's my pipette? So yeah, I'm pulling one off right now off my glass, an AEFW. Fuck. Here we go. So yeah, I just pulled a 5mm AEFW off my glass as I made this video. So they're still here. Yeah. So, so far this treatment hasn't really been successful. It's too early to tell if it's unsuccessful because it's just not killing them, or if it targets reproductive cycle. I think that's just going to take a few more weeks for me to see. I have to amend my previous comment about hatch time. From what I understand, it's 21 days now instead of 72 hours like I thought. So, and then one comment just about still seeing them. So I stopped my dips just because I really want to see how this product worked independently. And since I'm almost out of stuff, I might as well just keep doing this. So I'll keep you all updated. If I don't stay punctual, I'll get back to it. I'm just busy. If you have any questions that I can address in the next video, or you want me to kind of look up and provide my own insight, I'm more than happy to. Just leave it in the comments, or you can message me, or go back to the Facebook post that I posted about this and let me know. If you're also doing Purge, I'd like to hear how you're doing. I really hope you're having better luck than me. Yeah, just let me know, and happy reefing.